Hello and welcome to my channel. In one of the videos that I have posted in my channel, we have learned how we can set up SSL certificate for Keycloak version 15. But as you know, there is a new version of Keycloak, version 16, and the way of setting SSL certificates for the new version of Keycloak is a little bit different from the last version. In this video, we want to learn how we can set SSL certificates for the version 16 of Keycloak. So we suppose that you have already downloaded the file of Keycloak and you have started the Keycloak. So let's go. I just start the Keycloak first on my machine. New Keycloak 16 bin. As you see, I have the version 16 here, and under this directory we have the scripts that we need to start the Keycloak. So sudo no hop. I use this command because I want to start Keycloak in background so that I can use my terminal after starting the Keycloak. sh standalone sh. If you want to install Keycloak in standalone mode, so you need this script. After that, -b for the base URL of Keycloak. If you want that Keycloak runs over localhost, so you don't need it. But if you want that Keycloak runs under the IP address of your server, of your machine, or on the DNS name of your server, so you can use this command here for the base URL of Keycloak. After that, I give the IP address of my machine. It's the IP address of my machine, and b management. It is for the base URL of management. Again, the IP address of my machine, and at the end of that, and character. I press enter, and if I make a list here, you see that now we have this file, and in this file the log of the server of the machine will be installed. So we can have a log inside in this log to check if Keycloak is running or not. So I go to the down of the file, and you see that the Keycloak is now running. So we go to the browser, and here we try to access Keycloak under the IP address of our machine. After that, port 8080, it is the default port of Keycloak for HTTP and auth for authentication. I press enter. You see that Keycloak is running. But we want to, so I just try to log in with the admin. You see that the user admin can log in the server, and if you go to the server info, the server version is 16. So Keycloak is running under HTTP, but we want to set our SSL certificates for Keycloak so that we can access it under HTTPS. For that, we need to go to the documentation of Keycloak. We need something from there. So I just type Keycloak. I'll press enter. After that, as you see, this is the official website of Keycloak, www.keycloak.org. I click on that, and here we go to the documents. And under documents, we have the server installation and configuration. I click on it, and here you can find a documentation about the installing of Keycloak and about other things of Keycloak, how you can set a database for Keycloak and things like this. But the part of that we need is set up the network. I click on that, and after that, set up HTTPS SSL. So we need this tile of the documentation for setting up our SSL certificates. I scroll down here there is some information how you can configure it, how you can create self-signed certificates, how you can create key stores, and how you can pass these things for your Keycloak server. After that, we have to do these changes that you see here. First, we do that with the use of the JBoss CLI, and at the end of the video, we go to the standalone XML file, and I show you how you can do it also manual. But first, we do it with the use of this command here. These are the commands that we have to run. We need these three and this one also. Okay, I go back to the terminal, I close this file, clear here, make a list. You see here we have a JBoss CLI. So we need this script here so that we can use the JBoss CLI and to run those commands in the Keycloak documentation. Okay, before opening and connecting to the JBoss controller, we have to, JBoss CLI, we have to do something else. I have already done it, and don't forget you have to do it also. We go back to the standalone configuration. Here, I make a list here. You see that I've already copied the key store here under configuration, standalone configuration. You have to do it also. If you don't know this, as you know, this key store, the name of that is Keycloak and is a Java key store. This key store is for our private key, for our public certificate, and for our ca certificates if we have. So if you don't know how you can create it, you can go back to the video about installing SSL certificates for the Keycloak version 15 that I have posted in my channel. In that video, I have showed how we can create it, how we can do anything about this key store. So in this video, we don't do it one more time. Okay, we go back to the bin. So you just copy your key store under standalone configuration. We go back to the bin directory again, because so I make clear here, because the script for JBoss CLI is here. We start this script sudo with I do it with sudo sh jboss. So now if your Keycloak is running on the local host, so you have to type -- connect. But if your Keycloak is running under the IP address of your machine or the DNS name of your machine, so you have to do something else here. -c for connect and -- controller. After that, you give the IP address of your machine under which Keycloak is already running. And here is this port 9990, the default port of JBoss CLI. And after that, I press enter. It takes some seconds. So now we are connected. We can use this CLI to run those commands in the Keycloak documentation. So I just make a copy paste of them. Okay, here I just make a copy paste. Sorry, here copy. I come back here. I paste it. We have to do something here. Here you see that the clear text. Here under this clear text, you have to give the password of your key store. So in this case, the password for me is test123. Of course, it's not a good password, but just for testing, it is okay. So you give the password, and after that you press enter. You see that outcome is success. So the first command is okay. We go further and we do the last two commands and we check what will happen. Paste. Here again, you have to give the password of your keystore, and after that we press enter. Outcome is success, and we go to the third one, copy, and again paste. Here I would recommend you to just remove these backslash and front slash. So without backslash and front slash for the TLS version. And after that, I check. After that, we just press enter. You see that outcome is success again. And now the last command is this one, and it is about the HTTPS listener. We have to do it also. I make a copy paste of the command, paste it here, and I just press enter. You see that outcome success, response header, and here at the end of that process state, reload required. It means that we have to start keycloak one more time so that it can uses the keystore and these new settings that we have done. So we start keycloak one more time and we check what will be happen. So quit if you want to get out of this CLI, jboss CLI. But before starting, we have to do some little things. It may be a little bit tricky if you don't do it. We go back to the standalone.xml file and we check what we have done there and what we must to do more in this file. So I go there, standalone, configuration, make a list. Here we have the standalone XML, sudo nano. As I said, if you have installed keycloak in standalone mode. So we open this file and I scroll down. There is a new subsystem, Electron subsystem, and we have to find it if I can. There are too many subsystems here, and sometimes it takes time before we find it. Okay, here as you see, they are now we are under this subsystem, and they are the changes that we already done with the use of the commands. Here is our keystore, and here is our the password, and these things that we just done with the use of these commands. So now you can have a better understanding of these settings, and these settings will be done here. Good. It looks good, but guys, I want to suggest you to do something here. For example, here you see that under keystores, we have two keystore. One of them is the default keystore of the keycloak, and the other one is the keystore that we have already added here. Here is our keystore, and here's the changes that we have done. I would suggest that you just comment the default things of keycloak under this subsystem. So how you can comment it? Like this, and after that we don't need this keystore because it is the default keystore of keycloak, and we don't need it. We just want to have our keystore. So the first one, keystore name, is application KS, so we comment that. And the second one is keystore name. This is the keystore that we have added here, so we let it. We go further here under key manager. There is a default key manager here, so we have to comment here. One of the guys in the community had a very good question, and after installing the keycloak, he could also see a self-signed certificate under this name, localhost. So this self-signed certificate that you have seen in the browser after installing the SSL certificate is because of this. Here is a self-signed, so Keycloak is, so when you install Keycloak, a self-signed certificate under this name will be generated. So we comment this tile, this part of the configuration also. We don't need it. Here is the key manager and key manager here, close. This is the second part. One more time, guys, I check it if it is so okay. Key manager, name, application, credential reference, key manager, close. And here is our key manager that we added with the use of the commands. And here's the password of our key store. It will be used for the key manager also. And after that, we have this server SSL context. Here is the default one of Keycloak, the first one, so we don't need it also. We just comment that also so that Keycloak uses our configuration. And sorry, it will be also commented. And here is the change that we have made. Don't forget to change the version of the TLS according to the original documentation of Keycloak. As you saw here, protocols, the version 1.3. As you know, we have 3 versions of TLS: version 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. I would say Keycloak would not use 1.3, and you have to change it to 1.2. Don't worry, the difference between TLS version 1.2 and 1.3 is only the speed of encryption and decryption of the data. So we don't want to talk it right now, but it is the difference. So you change it to 2, TLS version 1.2, and after that I think it is now enough. So one more time we check on the key stores. So this is the default key store. This is the key store that we have added, and the key manager, again the default key manager. And here's our setting for the key manager, and server SSL context. Here is the default, and here is our setting, and TLS version 1.2. So I think it is okay. So these changes we have to do. Now I just save the file by pressing Ctrl and X, Y, and the file is now saved. So we start Keycloak. Yet now one more time, we go to the bin directory, and here we have the scripts. Okay, but we have to notice right now is our Keycloak is running, and if we start Keycloak right now one more time, so we will get an error because the port with are in use with Keycloak. So we have to stop Keycloak first. Sudo net. First we check under which process number is Keycloak running, and after that we port number. After that we stop it, and again we start it. So you see this is a Java process under this port 8443 it is running, so we stop it. But before stopping Keycloak, please let the administrator in your organization know about that. And here is the process number. We just paste it here. Process number. So I just stopped it, and this time we check one more time. It's not running anything with Keycloak. We don't have any Java processes. Okay, now we just try to start Keycloak one more time. Sorry, I just searched for the command for starting, and here is the command for starting the Keycloak, again under the IP address of my machine. and we start a keycloak and we check what will be happen. I press enter, and we go to the browser. This time we try to access keycloak under HTTPS. And here is the IP address of my machine. And the default HTTPS port of keycloak is 8443. I click on that. And this time you see that keycloak is running under HTTPS. And if we go to the certificate, you see this is the certificate that the keycloak uses. Keycloak doesn't use the localhost certificate anymore because we have commented that in that XML file. And this is the certificate that I have created in the last video about setting up SSL for keycloak version 50. So you see that now keycloak is running under our certificate. You can compare this information with the last video that I have created here, and you will see that all these information are from that. I mean, I use this certificate from that video. Now, if we go to the admin console, we check one more thing. Here again to the server info, and you see that server, this version of keycloak is running under our certificate. Okay, that's it. It will be really nice if you, with any likes, comments, or subscribe, let me know that the video was useful for you. If you have any questions, you can type it under the video, so we try to find an answer for your question. That's it.